John Wick isn't about action. It's about color. John Wick isn't just an action movie, it's a symphony of color, where every shade tells a story. But have you ever noticed how the colors shift with John's emotions? How red, blue, yellow, and green guide the narrative without a single word? Once you see it, you'll never unsee it. Wait, let me show you. Before the chaos, before the revenge, before the neon-drenched streets, there was warmth. Every memory John has of his wife is bathed in golden light. This isn't accidental, as gold represents the love, nostalgia, and an unreachable past. It's a world that no longer exists, but one that John desperately tries to cling to. In a film filled with cool tones and harsh lighting, these golden colors and flashbacks really stand out. They're soft, dreamlike, untouchable. Every time we see gold in John Wick, it reminds us of what he's lost, and why he does what he does. Outside of the flashbacks, even in the present, gold makes a few appearances, but only in places tied to connection and emotion. After Helen's funeral, the rest of the world feels cold and grey, but the family members who offer their condolences back at the house are cast in a soft golden hue. It's as if, even in his grief, warmth is still trying to reach John, but he's not ready to accept it. And then there's Daisy, the last gift from Helen. The golden light follows her from the moment John receives her to their quiet moments together. She is warmth, hope, and a connection to his past. She's the last piece of that golden world that still exists in John's life. But then, when that last warmth is taken from him, the golden hues disappear, and in their place, a new color takes over. From warmth to cold, blue dominates the present-day scenes in John's life. This isn't just a stylistic choice, it's a visual representation of grief, emptiness, and restraint. He's trapped in his loss in a world that feels lifeless without his wife. Blue is calm, calculated, but it's also lonely. And for the first part of the movie, that's exactly what John is. A man detached from everything, barely hanging on. But blue isn't just about grief, it's about control. Whenever John is winning, whenever he's in full control of the situation, the film shifts into deep blue lighting. Look at the bathhouse scene. John is surrounded by blue, moving with precision, never missing a step. He's calm, focused, unstoppable. Red in John Wick stands for raw violence and uncontrolled emotion. John is defined by blue, but his enemies, they are drenched in red. Notice how Vigo's vibrant red signifies violence, power, and authority. His presence, along with his loyal henchmen, clad in red also, represent the brutal, unyielding force of the criminal underworld. As the movie goes on, something very interesting happens. Vigo's once bright red suits begin to fade into a deeper maroon. This isn't random, it's symbolic. His power is slipping, his dominance is fading. As John gets closer, Vigo loses his grip, and the once fiery red of his wardrobe turns into something more muted, something more desperate. But red also marks a turning point in the heat of battle. Whenever John starts to lose his grip during a fight, the red intensifies. The violence is surging and control is slipping away. In these moments, the frame shifts from cool blue to a raging red, symbolizing not only external chaos, but the internal struggle within John himself. But here's the most striking detail. Every time John takes someone down during the red circle scenes, the frame becomes more red, whether that be from the blood or just the lighting itself, such as in this scene. It's as if the more violence he commits, the more he becomes a part of this world. And if you look very closely, there's a moment where the red neon lights behind John form what look like devil horns on his head. It's a visual cue. John isn't just a man anymore, he's become something else. Beyond John, beyond Vigo, there's another force at play. The system itself. And its color? Deep, powerful green. The Continental isn't about revenge, it's about order. And the deep greens that flood its interiors remind us that there's a system in place. A force greater than any single assassin. Green is calm and calculated, representing the cold efficiency of the system that controls everything in this underworld. Color isn't just a stylistic choice in John Wick, it's storytelling. It tells us who's in control, who's losing, and just how deep John is sinking into his past. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let us know which film we should analyze next. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.